In today's program, from the Pacific coast to Kiev's Rybalsky Island, how border guards master a new assault craft, promising young people wanted. How can one correctly identify youth that inspire hope? On the outside, it looks like a small fishing boat, but its main feature is not its retro design. This is the Safe Boat 27. This powerful machine has two 300 horsepower engines, is highly maneuverable and can develop speeds of up to 45 knots. That's 80 kilometers an hour, which is fast for a water mode of transport. This equipment has been successfully used for 10 years by the US Coast Guard and law enforcers in several other countries. Now border guards of the 10th, the Dozor Operational Response Unit, will guard the borders using Safe Boat 27. Recently, with the assistance of the US Embassy, the Ukrainian Border Agency received 2 new representatives of this line.
This boat is a great platform. I think the Ukrainian Border Guard is going to be very happy with this asset to their fleet. It's an extremely capable platform, and the Coast Guard has many similar boats in our fleet.
The 27 is intended for carrying out patrols and transporting assault groups. The crew consists of 4 servicemen, but 24 Special Forces soldiers and their equipment will fit easily on board. Foreign experts are helping Ukrainians to master the new equipment. Over the course of 5 weeks, the Dozor team will be taught by American colleagues who will try to teach them everything they know.
It's a little bit of classroom training and a little bit of practical training. We'll get them out on the boats doing maneuvers and driving and just learning all the stuff that we can teach them.
Each morning, 7 instructors of the United States Coast Guard come to the small border boats base on Rybalsky Island in Kiev. Instead of a traditional meeting, there's a short briefing, and then all aboard.
This boat is specially designed. It's a special purpose law enforcement vessel. It's made out of aluminum. It has the rubber foam collar around it, so you can come up alongside vessels. It is built with a specific speed wing underneath of it, so you can make hard, fast turns in order to respond in law enforcement or in assault type tactics.
We saw with our own eyes how fast maneuvers can be. The crews are working on speed and maximum convergence, and the background of Kiev's Podil transforms the training into a real show. Border guards have a lot to learn in the short amount of time allocated for training. Rescue on the water approach via different sections of the boat and the boat's maneuverability at high speed and departure approach to the pier. The exercises involve 2 crews and 2 Dozor unit landing groups. Everyone is working on their own part of the training.
The training programs vary. Obviously, there's a difference between doing the law enforcement aspect and doing the boat driving aspect. But the goal is to bring both units together so that a boat can deliver the law enforcement teams together. And that is the overall objective of our training, is to bring both teams together and they will be able to operate as one.
The Americans are happy with the results of their trainees. They say the border guards are well trained and learn quickly.
The training process has been outstanding. The professional level has been second to none. We're very excited to be here, and the enthusiasm of the Ukrainian personnel has been amazing.
The chief officer on the ship, Roman Vlasenkevich, is a sailor with experience. He is the commander of the Coast Guard motorboat UMS 1000, which has been used on the Ukrainian border for several years now. Now Roman is getting to grips with the Safe 27. I like the design of the boat because all its parts have been thought out. Their location, they're very convenient to use for proper operation of the boat. On completion of the training course for boat crews, they will begin patrolling the northern section of our country's border. They will need just 30 minutes to get from the Vyshhorod gateway to the border with Belarus. The features of the new equipment and the skill of crews and the assault groups of the Dozor unit will be tested by smugglers, poachers, and other offenders. It seems that for some reason they won't be very thrilled. They are ambitious, erudite, and principled. They're the new generation of Ukrainian border guards, and they were brought to service by a project with the eloquent name of the New Face of the Border. This experiment to train specialists in accordance with European standards began in the summer of 2015. Candidates were chosen only among border guards. Soon, those who had no previous experience at the border but could compete against law enforcement officers with experience were able to join the project, and it worked. Today, 4 candidates are competing for every place on the project, but it's up to the selection committee to identify the ambitious and principled ones among them. And it has to work in a professional manner. So the permanent partners of the New Face of the Border, the International Organization for Migration, the US Embassy in Ukraine, and the European Union held special training sessions with recruitment specialists. We need a system that is acceptable in the selection of staff. Now we're improving the product that is already working, and it looks like which exists in European countries. The experts analyzed the requirements set for candidates and collectively simulated the image of that same border guard with the complete set of all the qualities that are necessary. First and foremost, patriotism, professionalism, honesty, incorruptibility, law-abiding. The participants of the training conducted a training module on gender awareness and prevention of discrimination. The most useful thing for me was this training in the fact that we, as members of this qualification commission, have different duties, but in our discussions we settled on one approach for defining the competences required for choosing the one and same candidate with the slightest of errors. New Face of the Border is popular in Ukraine for several reasons. Those graduating from this project are guaranteed a high salary, social benefits, and a promising career. But the most important indicator of trust in the new faces is virtue. This project contributes to the anti-corruption measures being carried out at the State Border Guard Service. Firstly, it rejuvenates departments with new personnel, newcomers to the system, so to speak. Up next, a big deal in Korostain. What was the results of attempts by smugglers to organize a channel to Poland? What can you do in a half an hour of train stop on a station platform? Grab a pie or water, have a coffee and walk around the platform. Or you can spend this time in a different way. For example, load up a carriage with goods for smuggling. It's not easy to do, but nothing is impossible, the smugglers thought. The town of Korostain in Zhytomyr Oblast is one of the largest railway hubs in Ukraine. Here at the train station, the international train Kyiv-Warsaw makes a technical stop. That's why local tricksters decided to set up secret supply of cigarettes to Poland. The scheme was simple, just need to find an accomplice among the border guards who, for a sum of money, will agree to look the other way when the boxes are being loaded onto the carriage. But the crooks did not realize that their new partner was not going to take any part in this transaction, and so a well-thought-out plan was never put into action. The organizer was arrested by a group of internal security officers from the Border Guard Service, police, prosecutors, and the Dozor Special Forces Unit. The smugglers had 35,000 packets of cigarettes ready for ferrying across the state border. Their value is around 700,000 hryvnias, which is about $25,000.